Go ahead, bro. Oh man, JD, did you freeze? Well, sorry for the technical difficulties, everybody. Go ahead and get this started. This is your boy Trey, aka OTR Trey, aka Treyway. I got Mr. Mike Drop with me, aka uh, OTR JD, OTR Mike Drop, and he just dropped from the live. But what we want to do was we want to go ahead and get started with another OTR Beyond the Ropes edition. We're going to be covering Backlash, the matches, how we would grade the the PLE, and also what we think is going to come as a result of the matches. Also be discussing the new tournament for.
Sure the hell will be discussing the new damn tournament.
Go ahead, be discussing the tournament for the new championship. I have some issues that I would like to discuss, and then also I want to talk about this Omega and Moxley steel cage match from AEW last night.
Yes, sir.
So let's go ahead and get it started with the Backlash recap. You ready?
Yeah. Backlash. Backlash. So I even got like some feedback from my son. Like, and he
Okay.
said that he felt like Backlash sucked. And I was like, what? Like, why you feel like Backlash sucked? He was like, well, it has some moments, like uh what match did he say? He said the Bad Bunny match was good. Definitely was good. He said Bianca's match was good, but he said everything else sucked. I was like, So it made me watch it again, right?
Mhm.
I didn't think it. I give it definitely a B plus. Um I I'm at a B plus, but hey, but I feel like Backlash was probably one of their best best premium live events, and I want to say mostly because of the crowd. The
It
crowd
was
made
good.
it.
It
Yeah, the
was good
crowd
for what
made
it
it.
was,
The crowd
but
made it
yeah.
better than what it seemed because, and I think that's what WWE knows is that overseas crowds, like the international fans, make their events way better. They're more,
Mm.
they're more involved and everything like that. So, um, I give it a B plus. What about you?
I was thinking about getting a C, to be
Really?
quite frank.
What? Okay, so what points do you give it a C?
I think, honestly, and I was like a C plus B minus, but because I'm thinking about it, and I think because it was so predictable,
Hmm.
is one thing that makes me downgrade something as far as like one of the events. Um, I could go by what I did like.
Yeah.
Um, I loved the reaction and appreciation Zelina got
Hmm.
um, in her match against Rhea. We all knew that she wasn't going to win.
Yeah.
I enjoyed seeing Carlito and Savio and come out.
Hmm.
The LWO actually looked strong for once.
They did.
Um, but that was in the Priest match with Bad Bunny. But
Yeah.
I got them all mixed together because they all a group. But I like that. Brock and Cody match was cool. I don't know how to feel about the ending with the roll up. We could talk about that. The Io and Bianca match was fire, like I said it was going to be.
Yeah, they ranked that 4.5 stars.
Yeah, I said 5. So
Yeah. Yeah.
uh, I appreciate the pants that Bailey was wearing. I might give it. I might give it a B just for that.
um,
uh, almost. And I did like the way that the Seth and Omos match finished.
yeah,
I did like that because we ain't never seen Seth hit a curve stomp like that.
a super curve stomp.
Yeah, from the top rope. Now I ain't
Yeah.
okay. As I'm talking about it, I guess I'll give it like a B.
Mm-hmm.
I guess after my first initial watch, I didn't appreciate it. But now as I'm going over everything, I'm realizing that it wasn't as bad as I maybe thought. But I have to keep remembering that when it comes to the PLEs that come after the really big one of the big four,
Yeah.
that these types of matches are expected.
Oh
Um,
yeah. Mm-hmm.
and you kind of know which PLE, which show is going to be the one where things is going to happen that probably shouldn't happen or you don't expect, and then you should have to know which ones are going to be ones where it's just they're just doing it because they have to.
Yeah. I mean, the big four is the ones where we get the surprise. You know,
Sometimes they don't even give us that.
sometimes, but majority of the times we get at least one surprise. We probably guessed it. You know what I'm saying? Not saying that it's a surprise like, oh damn, I really didn't see that coming. It's more like, surprise. Yeah, I kind of figured that, but I couldn't put my finger on it.
Mhm.
Um,
So hold on.
so yeah, we could go
Mm.
we could go match for match.
Okay, yeah, I have it right here. Here we go. Oh damn, what's that? No thanks. Okay, can you see that?
Yep,
All right. So we got
it's not in
so
order
we,
for
we can start
everybody.
off with we start off with the first match of the night, which was Seth Omos.
Okay, I feel like it was much more competitive seeing that Omos was going against the likes of Seth Rollins, right? We
Mhm.
know Seth Rollins is a carrier. He can definitely make somebody who cannot perform good. So I will say that about him. Seth Rollins. If I would say right now, he definitely is kind of like the Shawn Michaels of this era at this point. He'll take a bump. He'll do a little bit extra just to make sure that it goes off as a good match.
Now I agree. Seth carries his. He didn't he carries his feuds a lot.
Yeah.
I think that him and Cody bounced off each other well in that feud, but
Hmm.
um, he carries a lot of feud. He's been doing it for a while. Even the feud against the Fiend, like Bray
Yeah.
wasn't always there in person. He was doing a lot of vignettes and videos, and Seth was carrying that one. Seth was a big part of why the feud with him and Roman was so good.
Yep.
Um, Even the one with Logan Paul, because Logan wasn't there a lot. Seth was. Seth was carrying
Right.
that one.
Right.
So I think we'll talk about more about Seth in a little bit, but yeah, I appreciate what he did in that match. And like I
Hmm.
said, well, the curve stomp to finish the match off the top rope was crazy. Never seen
Yeah.
him hit something like that.
And that's the thing. Like
Um,
it made almost look his size. You get what I'm saying?
yeah,
Because he was he was made look he was made to look little against Bobby Lashley and Brock Lesnar, but he was actually made to look his size, a 7'4" giant, right? Seth Rollins
mhm.
gave him two curve stomps back to back and couldn't put him down. He kicked out. So he had to go to desperate measures, do a super curve stomp off the top rope. Perfect ending.
All right. And speaking of Omos, so how do you feel about him having these one-off matches that are going to turn the fuse?
Um mm, all right. So it's two ways that you can put this, right? So the first is he's gonna be a jobber, right? He's a
Mhm.
filler. give somebody. He's a person for somebody to fight if they have nothing, or like if they need to build up, then you be Omos. Okay, and then we have or you have this potential coming, right? Omos is fighting headliners.
That's what I was about to say. He's fighting main eventers.
So with him fighting main eventers, we looking at looking at him potentially winning a title.
Eventually.
And I'm looking at the US or Intercontinental.
Well, Omos is a free agent, so we can go after either one.
Right.
So I
I
like
would
the
like to
fact
see
that
him.
go ahead.
I would like to see him do the US title.
Mhm. Would you like it to be him against Theory or against Bronson Reed? Because I don't see Lashley getting that title anymore. He's about to move on to bigger and better things.
Say that one more time.
I said, would you like to see Omos versus Theory or Bronson Reed? Because I don't see Lashley fighting for the U.S. title anymore.
No, Lashley's definitely going to be Roman's next opponent. I would like to see him fight Theory.
Okay.
Yeah.
But then, okay, but if he loses to Theory, then it's like damn, Omos, he can't beat
But
anybody.
I don't think he would lose to Theory because Theory is already competing for the world title.
Yeah, but I don't think that we're going to talk about the tournament later. But I don't. Just early prediction. Does anybody here think that Theory's going to actually fight for the championship?
No.
Exactly.
Is he going to be a finalist?
No.
He's in a triple threat match with him, Sheamus, and who else?
I can't remember. I had to pull it up.
But how it looks, it doesn't look good on his part. But I always say somebody who's fighting for a belt, who has a belt, is not gonna win.
Exactly. Like this ain't fucking WCW.
Right.
Goldberg versus Hogan.
Yeah.
But I will say, just to finish off this match, I do like how MVP is still with Omos. I don't think that they should break them up anytime soon.
No.
Now, I still have hope that the Hurt Business will get back together, especially with Cedric and Sheldon both being free agents along with Omos.
Mm-hmm.
Even though Lashley is locked into SmackDown, you can still start it. Or even though they teased it, they do this a lot. They tease us with potential of a faction coming back together, or starting up, and then they end up swerving us and giving us something else. So we could just get the Hurt Business without Lashley and get somebody else to lead it.
I mean, honestly, we could get the Hurt. We could get the Hurt Business with Lashley versus the Bloodline if they are to stay together. And that could honestly be a flip. Like we see them falling apart, right? And we're gonna talk more about it, but we see them falling apart. Boom, you get the Hurt Business to come in immediately trying to dethrone. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
so boom, you got Shelton and Cedric versus the Usos as number one contender for the titles, right? Boom, and
Mm-hmm.
then you got Omos versus Solo. Then you got
Mm-hmm.
Bobby versus Lashley, and then you got the Mike Mans with Paul Heyman versus MVP. Damn, that is star study right there. Like
Yeah.
that's star study.
So
You got
I don't know.
the Negroes versus the island Negroes.
Mm-mm. Don't do it. Don't do it. Black versus brown.
Right.
But
Shoot,
all
Crit
right.
Walk versus Haku.
All right. All right. Moving on. Moving on. All right. So let's talk Theory versus Lashley versus Reed.
I'm over it. I think this is one of my least favorite matches of the night.
Did it take this match to for you to be over it, or were you over it prior to that?
No, I was over. I was over it prior. Like I get, I saw their feud happening. You know, boom, boom, boom. Honestly, for a match like this, you could have aired this out on free TV.
Yeah, like this. Honestly, this feud to me was just to get Bronson Reed over.
Yeah,
Um, because Theory's already champion, Lashley's already a made man. They
Lash
had Theory
Lashley's a two-time U.S. champion, so
and a former
didn't
world heavyweight champion.
didn't make sense for him to win it again, especially with him
Mm.
getting, with him on the pursuit, and you already name drop
Well,
your
he was only going after it because he was screwed out of it.
right, but but then you name drop Roman. So when he name dropped Roman after he was drafted, you kind of already knew that he wasn't gonna win. So I was kind of hoping that Bronson Reed did win.
Yeah, I was hoping that too because, like you said, Theory. I really don't know where else he can take the U.S. Championship. I don't see him being one of the people that they have with one of these long title reigns. Between him, Gunther, and what the Usos are doing, I'm over WWE with these long title reigns.
Yeah,
Like it's time to you got to start having people have things to fight for, and
right.
not just keep the title strapped around one person for the entire time. Bianca had the Raw Women's Championship forever. Um, like, I don't know.
Yeah,
But yeah, the match was cool. I mean, for a triple threat, it was pretty good.
yeah. It had
Predicted
it.
they
It,
predicted,
it had its
yeah.
spots. You know what I'm saying? And the spots were great. Like Bronson Reed, for him to be that big man, like he can move.
Oh yeah, he's another Keith Lee, Kevin Owens, Bray Wyatt type
Yep.
big boy. They got Fred Flintstone feet.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Got two toes.
Yep.
But moving on to you want to go? You want to go Riddle, Owens, and Zayn versus the
Nah.
Bloodline
We go next. Bianca and Io.
fire match. Um, I loved how I loved when Bianca how she was selling the left shoulder that she hurt in the
Yeah.
match
Hmm.
when she did the press and then held her up with one arm,
Hmm.
showing her strength.
Yeah.
But
And
um,
we could applaud it. We could applaud her. She is the longest reigning women's champion of the modern era. So that
any
was,
championship,
yeah, that was the reason for her to win this. If it wasn't
mhm.
for her breaking that, she would have lost.
Yeah, I mean they made it. They did a good job of teasing the loss.
Yeah.
Um, I appreciated, like I said, I appreciated Bailey's outfit. The pants was crazy. um, but also Io did her thing. She took it back to takeover Io.
Yeah.
Um, I was going to say, um, damn, what the fuck was I about to say? Oh yeah. So you said that they gave it a 4.5 star match. I predicted it
Hmm.
would be a 5.
Yeah.
I like that it showed Io. It showed the potential that she has to be a solo star. If for some reason people didn't see her in NXT or they were curious as to what she would do on the main roster once the damage control breaks up. Because after that loss, it looks like it could be trending that way in the upcoming
Yeah.
weeks.
Hmm.
Shows that Io could do it. I don't know how her promo skills are going to be when she's solo. Kind of
I
maybe
like.
like Asuka. She may
Yeah.
be like Asuka.
Exactly.
Um, but some people think that that's holding Asuka back. I'm not one of those people, but it's hard. That's why they say Shinsuke be having issues too. The language barrier sometimes if they don't speak it enough.
But Monday, if you notice Shinsuke, his promo on Monday, he's talking a lot better English.
I mean, look, he may have been working on it when he was gone.
Yeah.
But
So
anyway, this goes to show me that she's gonna be one of the top singles women's competitors going for them titles going forward. So I
I
have
like.
nothing
uh,
to say about this match.
Yeah, and I think I like how the fans were actually behind Io.
Hmm. I'll tell you, man, this match right here pretty much solidified how I feel about them making Bianca the female John Cena. That was such a John Cena match and finish. It's
It was.
ridiculous.
It was. It
Like
was.
it's ridiculous.
It was.
She was it was a three it was 3 against 1, yet somehow
She
she
still won.
manages to win with a bad shoulder. Like that's definitely a John Cena win.
Yeah,
And
it's like, and she didn't get booed. It was just that the cheers for EO were so much more.
because eventually, as much as you love a person as a performer, eventually you want to see them start having to chase again.
Like I said a long time ago, Bianca is stronger chasing. She's not as strong as she is. I'm not saying that she's not strong as a champion, but she's a lot stronger chasing. She's a
Mm,
lot stronger jumping through hurdles, jumping over hurdles. You get what I'm saying? Like coming against the odds. Like, and I guess that
mhm.
does make her more, even more John Cena esque. You know, when you have to jump over those hurdles and try to get to the shot, get knocked back down and stuff. So, thinking back, I do kind of appreciate when she lost to Becky Lynch and she had her whole tour of coming back and stuff like that. Even when she had her first feud with Bailey and they were doing the obstacle course and stuff, proving herself that she is the it factor. So, um,
Even her build up to her match with Sasha.
yeah. So, and I think when she loses, I'm not saying she's going away, but she might get an image change.
I hope so.
Yeah.
I have a feeling that um I think we talked about this too. I don't think that Bianca's going to change until something happens to her ponytail.
Yeah. Somebody got cut it.
Somebody got to cut it, and it's
Yeah.
gonna have her go crazy. She's
Yep.
gonna have she's gonna have like a malfunction. She's gonna go nuts
Mm-hmm.
because we've seen her with it. Whenever she does like regular interviews or see her on IG, you see her without the ponytail.
Mm-hmm.
So it's whatever. She could really make something out of that, and then that
Yep.
may be when the Street Profits finally turn heel.
Yep.
But moving on to, she want to do Rhea versus Zelina.
Yeah, we could do that.
All right. Um, Shout out to Zelina changing up the LWO colors to the Puerto Rican colors.
Yes, sir.
I respect that. I respect that.
Yep.
I love the fact that she didn't even get this big of a push in fanfare when she was Queen of the Ring.
Right.
This is crazy. I know she's from Puerto Rico, but I mean, the Puerto Rican people came. They showed out. They showed out for
Yeah,
her.
that for real, for real. And I hope Triple H and talent acquisitions and relations they don't just use this as a one off for her. Like she really do got some talent. You know what I'm saying? She
Yeah,
is she is the female luchador of the company.
and
You
she
know?
proved. And Zelina actually get pop. Like, and not just because they were in her backyard or whatever, but Zelina actually does get a pop from the fans.
Yeah, bro. Like, and she's like currently being trained by Ray. So,
I'm about to
and
say
it
she's got the Rey
shows.
Mysterio cosign.
Mm-hmm.
She's part of the LWO, the first female member of the LWO,
Yep.
I believe.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. There weren't any ladies in WCW. Yeah,
Nope.
so
I mean,
and
it
then
was, but they were with the filthy animals.
yeah,
Yeah.
and then you got going back to when she was tag team champions with Carmella.
Yep. She
Oh
pulled the
yeah,
weight. She pulled the weight in that.
oh yeah, and speaking of that, shout out to Carmella, Corey Graves.
Yeah,
Corey
expected.
Graves, Corey Graves then got her pregnant. Oh, we was all wondering what happened to her. She was on TV and she just stopped showing up.
Yep.
So shout out to them. Um, but yeah, Zelina's been grinding for a long time,
Yeah.
and I think that she deserves a shot, legit shot, to go after the championship. I know that they only gave her this match because they were in Puerto Rico, and I hate when they do stuff like that to the talent, like only getting a match because it's in a certain part of the country.
Right.
I hate that because then it's pretty much like they're going to lose. You're just giving it to them for a cheap pop.
Mm-hmm.
But they actually deserve to have a legit shot. So I hope she gets a legit shot, whether it's winning a tournament. Maybe she wins Money in the Bank this year. Um, who knows? Maybe she wins the Royal Rumble one of these years. She's
Yeah,
won Queen of the Ring, so she's shown that she can win a tournament. So,
exactly.
but how do you feel about Rhea's performance?
No, I mean Rhea is one of the most dominant women in WWE. So
And
I
she
feel
says,
like
"Mommy's always on top." Yes, sir.
and
Shout it
she
down.
like I just want to shout out like I think I might like the whole white and purple even better than I like the black and purple for
The whole Judgment
Judgment
Day was
Day.
rocking white.
Yeah, but I kind of like that white and purple though.
Hmm.
Yeah, but yeah, and you know, Rhea, she sells. Like
Hmm.
even you know what I'm saying. She get knocked down. She's not acting like she's some unbeatable giant. She sells.
Hmm. Now, I was just about to say, you read my mind. Like she definitely sold for Zelina, and I
Yeah.
appreciated that too.
Yep.
So, all right. So she walks out, retaining the SmackDown Women's Championship. Now, where you want to go? We can go the tag match, Bunny versus Priest, or Cody versus Brock.
We could do Bunny.
All right. So, you go ahead and start this one off.
All right. So we got Bad Bunny versus Damian Priest. Um.
Hmm.
Okay. So. Oh man, it definitely was a great match, right? And shout out to
Hmm.
Damian Priest for selling the leg injury. I just like the back and forth. I like the cinematics. I like just how the story played out. You know how serious it was, and then. But I'm gonna tell you one thing. They should the regular roster should feel some type of way.
Explain.
They should feel some type of way that these celebrities are outperforming them by far.
Oh, that's an internal feel some kind of way because
Yeah.
I thought you about to say something else. Like that ain't it ain't the celebrities' fault that they
No,
outworking
no,
them.
no. I'm not saying it's the celebrity's fault, but the celebrities be carrying them, man. Like,
Do
Bad Bunny
you think the
first
matches are
and
you think the matches are designed that way?
um I can't say that because not all celebrities outperform them, but recently, like, and some people might think that I'm shooting on this, but even Johnny Knoxville put up a good performance when he had his match at WrestleMania. What was it, last year?
Against Sammy.
Yeah, like, man, but Bad Bunny, I didn't expect nothing less from him. He actually looks like he deserves to be in the ring.
Yeah, when was the last time he performed?
Who, Bad Bunny? He was in the Royal Rumble.
Yeah. Okay. But prior to that, he must be working. He must be working behind the scenes.
Something,
Mm.
because he looked like he ain't missed a step.
How'd you feel about all the cameos?
Definitely like the cameos. I think the cameos made it even much better. Of course, you start in with a regular with Rey Mysterio, and it wasn't him like initially saving the day. It was more so him getting jumped, and then like
Mhm.
Carlito. That right there was it. You kind of knew Savio Vega was gonna
We had
kind
already
of
saw
jump
him
in.
earlier in the night
Exactly,
because he gave
like
he gave that bunny the Puerto Rican
kendo
kendo
stick.
stick.
Yeah, but and Carlito looked like he could go like right now.
I mean, wasn't he in the Rumble?
Last year, I think.
Yeah, I remember he definitely has shown back up and he's jacked. I
Yeah, yeah. So I
wouldn't
was
mind
like,
seeing him versus John Cena one more time.
right. I was like, oh yeah, yeah. Come on, Triple H, bring Carlito back.
And then Savio Vega was dope. Like I said earlier, I appreciate that they finally had the LWO looking strong.
Mm-hmm.
But all this proved to me is that Judgment Day needs another member.
Yeah, they actually been talking about that. They actually were
Judgment
saying
Day
that
definitely needs
there's,
another member because it was like 6-on-2.
yeah, somebody that they actually said possible possibility is Chris Masters.
Chris Masters,
Mm-hmm.
the masterpiece.
Mm-hmm.
What the hell?
Yeah.
Why?
I have no clue why, but that was a name drop. That was
I'd rather see Ryback.
Ryback is never coming to WWE.
Hey man, Ryback rules. Come on, let's do it.
but but yeah, I could definitely see that because it looks like the only thing I would say is I don't know how I feel about what's his name from Legado Fantasma taking kind of like a back seat.
Oh, Escobar.
Yeah, Escobar.
Well, eventually he's gonna turn on Ray
Yeah,
because he's cool as a face, but he's definitely better as a heel.
yeah. I look at him as being, I need him to go back to his not saying
He
his
needs to
old
come
ways, but
come out with the mask.
being a leader. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, he is taking a backseat to Ray right now because
Hmm.
that's because they just threw them into this feud with the Judgment Day
Yeah.
because Ray needed backup. So
Yeah.
once this feud concludes, we'll probably then see something happen to where uh, the LWO turns on Ray and kick him out.
Yeah.
And then I would like to see. I wouldn't mind them staying together as the LWO, just being heels.
Yeah. Me too.
They don't necessarily have to stop.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, so Bad Bunny got that. So moving on, we got Riddle and the tag team champions Zayn and Owens versus the Bloodline. What do you think about that?
The only thing I mean the
Here we go.
only the
Shit.
only th- the only thing I really can say is that the bloodline dramatics is what carries it. That's it.
Oh yeah.
That's it.
Everybody said there was a chance that Solo was going to turn on his brothers, and it was looking like it for a quick second.
Because actually, that's what he's supposed to. He was been supposed to Samoan Spike Jay and take him out,
Hmm.
but you know, like we said before, he keeps doing that back and forth because Jay's pulling that big brother little brother rank on him.
Hmm. And it's looking like we didn't really speak too much about this last episode, but if you want to read into the fact that the Usos were not drafted to SmackDown with the rest of the bloodline,
Hmm.
if you want to read into reports that Jimmy may be on his way out,
Hmm.
especially with Trinity Fatu debuting in Impact.
Mm.
Not necessarily saying that Jimmy's going to go to Impact, but reports are that there's a chance that he could be leaving, which could lead to the J feud with Solo, and then eventually the feud to end it all, or that to end it with what started it, him versus Roman. To
Hmm.
get to that point, because now that he doesn't have his brother, he
Yep.
wouldn't be in the tag team anymore. He could really be main event Jay. Then
Yep.
if you read into the fact that Umaga's son has been training, he can end up being Solo's new tag partner.
Hmm.
It's a lot of stuff that you can read into with the bloodline, which is what keeps it thriving, even though
Or
Roman Reigns doesn't show up on TV ever anymore.
or Jay can actually get Umaga's son as the one to take out Solo,
Could be.
where Roman has
Uh,
Solo, Jay has Umaga's son. The
I'm really
rightful
waiting
owner,
on.
the rightful owner of the Samoan Spike.
Wow, wow. I'm really just waiting on the day when either both Souls or Jay gets kicked out of the bloodline.
Yeah.
Because what they're doing is they're pretty much teasing it because ever since they've lost the championships, they've been on a losing streak.
Mm-hmm.
And Roman doesn't do losing,
Yeah.
whether it's him or anyone associated with him.
Yep.
And then Heyman keeps getting in Solo's ear,
Mm-hmm.
relaying messages from Roman.
Yep.
So it's just a matter of time. It's just if we were to see a bloodline split, when would you like to see it happen? Would you like to see it on SmackDown, or would you like to see it at a PLE after a match?
I would like to see it on SmackDown.
Mhm.
I think it's just too predictable for it to happen at SummerSlam, or anything like that. I would definitely like to see it on a live show. Makes it more
Yeah,
suspenseful.
that'd be dope. Especially because honestly, at this point, Zayn, Owens, and Riddle, they're in the feud, but I really don't care about them. Their involvement anymore.
Yeah.
It's really all about the bloodline for me. After they took the titles off the Usos, I'm pretty much cool on them fighting them again, unless you're going to tell me that they're going to get the titles back prior to Night of Champions.
Mm-hmm.
I really don't have a need to see Owens and Cable versus the Bloodline anymore.
Right.
That's just me. But
That's to say that they actually fight at Night of Champions.
exactly. Now, if they don't want to take the titles off Zayn and Owens before Night of Champions, they may, let's say they do like some kind of angle where they weren't allowed through customs, so they couldn't make it to the show. So that way you
Yeah.
can keep the belts on them until after the show.
Yeah.
So you don't have to make it predictable that they're going to lose it before Night of Champions. I can see them doing
Mm-hmm.
something like that. I can see them doing an injury angle where one of the champions gets hurt, like gets jumped. And let's say they try to get Riddle to take his place, but Riddle
Yeah.
gets jumped too, like
Uh-huh.
something like that. I can see either one of those scenarios happen because it's getting to the point now where honestly I don't think they're going to take the titles off of them before Night of Champions.
Or the typical thing is that instead of them defending at Night of Champions, they defend the day before.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah.
All right, so uh, let's get to our main event of the night. Well, not main event, but main event of what we're talking about. uh, the American Nightmare, Cody Rhodes versus the Beast, Brock Lesnar. Let's see.
Mm,
Got the aftermath of what happened on your screen behind you, but
I,
that's
okay.
that's real cowboy shit right there.
So I like the match, me personally. I
I
think I
liked it
like the
too.
match. I think I like the match only because of the different version of Brock Lesnar that we get, right? And the
Mm-hmm.
main thing is, yeah, boom, Cody took him off guard for the first
Mm-hmm.
jump off, which definitely twists a lot of things because usually when we see Brock Lesnar in the match, Brock Lesnar is the one who gets the first upper hand, right? And then
Mm-hmm.
his opponent is struggling throughout the rest of the match. But how did this go? Cody actually is the one who jump started it all.
Mm-hmm.
So then we see Brock Lesnar fighting for his life.
Yeah. And then Cody busted him open.
Brock busted himself open, but yeah.
Yeah. Well, in my story, Cody busted him open. Makes it better. But how'd you feel about Brock kicking out of two crossroads, but then losing it on a roll up?
um. Hmm. What I see is it still keeps him. it still keeps both of them kind of strong.
Mm-hmm.
Um, it shows
It,
that Brock Lesnar is beatable, but he's not beatable to your finisher, right?
at least not two
Um,
of them. You gotta do like. You remember shit? I remember at one point, I feel like Roman speared his ass like 10 times.
yeah, and
Like you
then
have to hit it multiple.
right, and then even with Cody, Cody kicked out of a F5, right? So it made him look
Mm-hmm.
strong. It made him look determined. And so the roll up was why he was locked into a Kimura. We've seen it before, but it's like it's one of those desperation pins. And
Mm-hmm.
Brock is so locked into I'm about to make you submit that he totally forgets that, oh man, I'm pinned.
Mm-hmm.
So it kind
Yeah,
of
I
so
appreciate
it kind
that.
of looks like a lapse of judgment, but it keeps them both strong and extends the rivalry, which we just got on Monday. This is literally a true back and forth.
I
This
was
is
uh I was concerned that this was going to be a one-off.
yeah.
And I thought that
No, but we actually talked about this last week. We said that Cody was going to compete to challenge for the championship. But remember, we all said that he wasn't going to be a finalist to fight for it. I know I said Seth Rollins.
well, let's go ahead and get to it.
Yeah.
So done with Backlash. Let's go ahead and get to Monday Night Raw and the tournament to crown uh the new championship.
Yep.
So go ahead. You were saying?
So we had a triple threat match. The first one was The Miz versus Seth Rollins versus who did they fight?
Yeah, I'm trying to think about it now because it was the damn. Who was it?
and Finn
This
and Finn Balor.
no, it
No,
wasn't Finn.
no, they fought in the finals. Um,
Finn fought against Shinsuke and
Shinsuke and Cody.
yeah,
So I know it was Seth, The Miz, and doggone it,
yeah. Got to look this up. Hold on.
and Damian Priest.
Okay,
No, it was Seth, Shinsuke, and Damian Priest.
okay,
Yeah.
yeah.
So Seth beat Shinsuke Nakamura and Damian Priest. Damian Priest was lingering from his injury. So he went on to the semifinals, and then we had Cody Rhodes versus The Miz versus Finn Balor, and Brock Lesnar came and interfered in that match and took out Cody Rhodes, and Finn Balor defeated The Miz by pinfall. Um, just I said it on the podcast last week that Brock was gonna interfere in this because I knew it wasn't over. I knew it wasn't gonna be over. Um, and now it's going. It now I want to say we see the trickle effect to the end of Brock Lesnar, right?
Mm-hmm.
But the end of him is him still staying strong. He's still gonna be a beast. He's still gonna be a monster. But we are seeing like the end of Brock Lesnar in WWE as we speak. I don't know if I like it like the fact that it's Cody. I'm not saying that it's gonna end with Cody, but that's what it's kind of looking like.
Well, they're on this build Cody up campaign,
Hmm.
trying to make him earn his spot, even though he won the Royal Rumble. He did come in at number 30, so that
Yep.
was an advantage. But they're having him earn it more. So with that, this is perfect. I thought that Cody was going to get squashed by Brock. I'm not gonna lie,
Yeah. They're
because
they're
I
actually
think that you still could have kept him strong even in a squash because it was
yeah
Brock.
yeah. But they're giving once again, he's gotten endorsed by John Cena, so they're giving him the John Cena effect.
Mhm.
But it's more so Cody Rhodes. Um, I know you don't like the tournament specifically because there are Raw superstars that I mean SmackDown superstars that are competing,
For a Raw championship,
yes, for a Raw
which is
championship.
pretty much tells me that Seth Rollins beat Finn Balor. Let's go ahead and get to that. Um, I texted y'all, I texted a few other people. I texted that Finn just can't catch a break. Like anytime Finn is up for some kind of championship, has a big win that's laid out for him, he can't win it. He
I feel
hasn't
like
won
his
anything. He hasn't
I
won
really
anything significant,
yeah.
excluding NXT. He hasn't won anything significant since he won the first Universal Championship in 2016, 7 years ago.
Yeah, and it's crazy because I really want to say that like Seth is his barrier.
And he already
Dude,
conquered that barrier because he beat him already.
yeah, but at the same time we're still well, yeah, because I mean Seth hurt him and then Seth got screwed and KO actually won the title. So but yeah, he just can't catch a break. I mean, I would like to see Finn as champion again. Um hopefully it's something that it goes down the road. I just don't I said from the jump that I feel like Seth is going to be the first world heavyweight champion.
And then by them having a SmackDown side to this tournament, it pretty much solidifies that Seth is going to win this championship.
Yeah. Now, this is who's fighting on SmackDown.
Hmm.
We have which I'm so sick and tired of it, but this is how you know he's not going to win. Neither one of these two are going to win. But you got in the first triple threat match, you got Bobby Lashley versus Austin Theory versus Sheamus. Who's winning?
Sheamus.
Exactly. Because Austin Theory and Bobby Lashley are going to make it about themselves. Now,
Hmm. And
in
Bronson Reed
this
might get involved again.
exactly. So, in the second one, which is actually a pretty formidable triple threat match, we have AJ Styles on his return from
Hmm.
injury. We have Edge, who's been ghost ever since WrestleMania, and we have Rey Mysterio repping the LWO. Now, if you remember, this goes
Ray has no
back,
chance.
but this goes back in history a little bit because World Heavyweight Championship on the line, Ray beat Edge.
Hmm.
Did he not?
I can't remember.
I think it was Edge.
Hmm.
But they've had a rivalry. They've had a rivalry with Judgment Day and everything like that.
And they
So
literally
is
teamed up against Judgment Day.
they did. Hmm.
The last interaction, they were friends.
Yep. So
I think I would probably say AJ's going to win this. Unless you want to do a rematch of Seth and Edge, which would be a great match.
I mean, you could
I
do a
don't want to
rematch
see.
of Seth and Rey Mysterio.
I was just about to say I don't want to see that after the whole. Let me take your eye out. I'm good. I'm good on seeing Seth and Ray.
Yeah.
Ray got other things to deal with. The Judgment Day
Which
is done with Edge. They're not done with Rey Mysterio.
they can almost
So
be done with Edge because
they're
I
done
feel
with
like
Edge.
that if they if they interfere in that match, they're going after both of them, which gives AJ the uplift. Now, we really have never seen AJ versus Sheamus, so that would be a great match for a semifinals match.
Mhm. And if
And
that
then
is the case, then I will pick AJ. So we have A versus Seth. Because even though I think Seth is going to win whoever he fights against, um, you want to put on, not saying that Sheamus and Seth can't have a great match, but I think Seth versus AJ will be a phenomenal, no pun intended match.
this variation of Sheamus, no. Now, if we had Celtic Warrior Sheamus, absolutely. But Brawling Brute Sheamus, I just don't see that. And then what I also see is based upon this, AJ and Seth have never held the World Heavyweight Championship. Edge and Ray both have held the World Heavyweight Championship.
Yeah, world heavyweight. Yeah, correct.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, so AJ and Seth, that's something that they could battle for and it could add on to their resume.
Hmm. Now, do you think we're gonna do our predictions for Night of Champions, but do you see any way that Seth Rollins doesn't win this championship?
Um, no, because all six of these guys are literally are potentially Roman's next six feuds, really.
Mhm.
Everybody that's in that tournament has the opportunity to face Roman for the Universal World Heavyweight Championship.
I wonder. I wonder why Drew wasn't in the Raw tournament.
Uh,
Say it. You, Mike, your mic went out. All right, it's muted. Yeah, you're still muted.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you now.
All right. No, I was saying Drew's still going through contract negotiations.
Okay, I figured that's what it was because Drew would have been a perfect candidate to win this championship,
Yeah.
but I don't know. So, oh yeah. So now that we're finished with that, how'd you feel about Becky Lynch making her return?
I actually missed that.
Oh, you missed it?
Yeah.
Okay, so Trish, and first off, I know I texted y'all this, but honestly, my God, have Trish's promos always been this bad and cringe?
Yeah. She was never a good promo.
I mean, Jesus. I love Trish, but my God, when she first cut that promo explaining how she turned on Becky, you know they was pumping in crowd noise, right?
Yeah.
You could hear it. They were pumping in the booze, but it's like Trish, you look good. You're great in the ring, but your mic skills are trash.
Yeah.
It's like she's thinking too hard about what she's trying to say and trying to get the right inflection. And I don't know. I'm just not a fan of it. And I don't maybe because I was younger. When I was younger, I didn't catch it like I'm catching it now. You know? But oh yeah, but you said you missed it. So she came out, she did like all heels do, teased Becky's music, played it. Of course, nobody came out. She cut it off, started making fun of the crowd or whatever. They played it again. She said, "Oh no, stop doing that, stop doing that." And then, the real Becky, I said the real Becky, Becky came out and then attacked her, and that's pretty much how it went. And then Becky said something, and then it sounded like she was trying to say something again, but they cut the mic off.
Lord.
But I guess now the question is, when do we see the return of Lita, or are we going to see the return of Lita?
I think we will see it. Just not sure when. I don't see them having. I don't want them to have a match at Night of Champions, man. It's Night of Champions.
Well, you know they're going to throw some matches on there that aren't championship matches.
Well, then it needs to be number one contenders matches.
Hmm. If they really want to do Night of Champions, they need to have some NXT championships up there. You can fill the card with all championships.
Yep.
Like they should have, like real talk. They should have the women's tournament that's going on for NXT. They should have that finale at Night of Champions.
Well, I think they got like a takeover going
Yeah.
on that same weekend because I know Braun Breaker is fighting Carmelo Hayes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. You see, Gigi wants to go back to her Priscilla Kelly character.
Yeah.
I think they since we talk about NXT, I think that I think we're being it's a disservice that we're not getting Toxic Attraction on the main roster as a tag team. I don't know why they always feel that. I know breaking up tag teams and having them feud has been a long lasting thing in professional wrestling. But if you're gonna do that, I'd rather be done on the main roster and not at NXT. I think they should have moved up. They definitely could have been, because the women's tag division on Raw and SmackDown is in desperate need of new and fresh teams, which is why I'm glad they brought up 2 teams from NXT.
Yeah. Or you could have even had them. You could have drafted them individually, right? And then them being the new girls from NXT, they get jumped, and boom, they're forced into creating Toxic Attraction again, kind of like what Triple H and Shawn Michaels went through. So before we get done, before we get done, let's go ahead and switch gears over to AEW.
Yes. All right. So before we talk about the main AEW topic, just quick thoughts. Have you been paying attention to how they've been using Jay White?
Kind of, sort of.
Not really getting the. It's kind of like they're making it seem like he's like Juice Robinson's muscle. Not, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Well, the initial plan was to Juice Robinson was supposed to be like a man of his own. You know what I'm saying? Like he was supposed to be kind of like the newest it factor coming into AEW. But I don't. Juice Robinson is honestly the muscle. He's the muscle where Jay White is the voice. So I get what you're saying and everything. So maybe he kind of just needs some tweaking. That's why they got Jay White there. Kind of like what they did with Britt Baker helping
Jamie.
Yeah, Jamie Hayter.
Yeah.
It's only short term.
Yeah, I'm ready to see when Jay starts having solo feuds. Because right now, who is it? Ricky Starks is the target of them.
Yeah.
I know Ricky Starks teamed with Shawn Spears. I'm trying to figure out when Shawn Spears became a face. I need to definitely get back on my AEW.
Yeah, it was like a month ago, and he actually came in there and helped. He had helped Ricky Starks.
I'm glad that Spears is back on TV, because I remember him and Cody was Cody's first big feud on AEW.
Yep.
He became the chairman and everything. Spears, that is. And then also wanted to give a quick mention about the 4 pillars, how they keep having their beef. As Sammy joined up with MJF.
Yep.
But his girl, Ty Mello, ran up on him and was saying pretty much is like, what are you doing? You don't even like MJF. Like, why are you doing this? Why are you hanging out with him? Why are you teaming with him? He's not your friend. All this other stuff. Because him and MJF were teaming against Jack Perry and Darby Allin. And I can't remember. I think Darby and Jack and Jungle Boy got the win.
Yeah,
I think they got the win. So interested to see how this Fatal 4-Way at Double is going to go. Because what was it? MJF going to pay off Sammy to take a dive.
Yeah, and Sammy's not doing that.
Yeah. Especially now with his girl all up in his ear like that.
Yeah.
But all right, let's get to the main event of the evening and the main event of this show. We got Kenny Omega versus Jon Moxley in a steel cage match.
Probably one of the best steel cage matches I've seen in a while.
That joint crazy.
Yeah.
That V trigger through the cage.
Yo, he almost took his leg off.
Because he got trapped.
Yeah.
And then we spoken about this before. I love the rules that AEW has for cage matches.
Mm-hmm.
That you could climb outside the cage, you can fight outside the cage, but the winner has to be determined inside the cage.
Yep, pin or submission. Yep,
I love that. Their cage is a little taller than WWE's,
and their cage is
actually not a little. Their cage is a lot taller.
Their cage is actually used as a weapon.
Yeah, Their cage looks like a Hell in a Cell.
It does,
with no top.
Yep.
So we got during the finish, Kenny hits Moxley with the one-winged angel, and right when he's to get the victory, Don Callis jumped in the ring, took the screwdriver from Moxley, got shoved out, and then when Kenny hit him with the finisher, Don Callis came back into the ring and stabbed Kenny with the screwdriver. Yep. Bryan Danielson was on commentary going crazy. Oh my God. And then Moxley ended up winning. So Don Callis turns heel on Kenny Omega, which I called because I said that Don Callis just didn't make sense as the manager of a face faction, because Don Callis is innately a heel. Kind of like Paul Heyman. Like Paul Heyman, he probably could be a face manager, but he's better as a heel manager.
Very true.
It just doesn't work well. Now, I don't know if this is going to lead to Callis joining the BCC in some shape, form, or fashion. It will. Or if he's just going to go on his own, like turn on Kenny and then just go on his own and maybe start another group or find another fighter to take under his wing, like Takeshita or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
What you think?
Potentially BCC.
Because Danielson is cool, but after all these years, his mic still ain't the greatest.
Yeah, man. He needs to be in the ring.
It still sounds kind of forced.
Yeah.
Don Callis would actually be a pretty good fit for the Blackpool Combat Club.
Yep.
If anybody need to be doing the talking, it's Moxley.
Right.
But Danielson is the bigger star, I guess, which is why he does most of the talking. But Moxley should be the one that does.
We could kind of see Don Callis being more so behind Claudio and Yuta during their matches.
Yeah,
yeah, I could definitely see that.
They're definitely building Yuta. Every time they speak, they consistently call him one of the best in the world. So they're definitely trying to build up his profile. He does have he fights a lot of solo matches on ROH.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, that shit was cool. I think they're leading to a blood and guts match between the Elite and the BCC.
Yeah,
which more than likely I can see the Elite winning that. But yeah, man, do you have anything else AEW related?
Keith Lee, dye your hair. I'm
Looking like Cisco out there.
Yeah, I'm kind of over this whole Swerve faction with the Moogle. Yeah, I'm over that. Like you got Rick Ross throwing a knee to somebody. Come on, AEW, you're not for the cinematics. Okay, we haven't got there yet. Just keep it in the ring. That's all I got to say.
All right, yeah. Again, shout out to Anna Jay, a fat ass and a bad attitude. Apparently, she did lose to. I say she just lost to Julia Hart. I'm glad that Julia Hart's starting to get some more shine, because I was wondering, it was looking kind of iffy there for a minute. She was just coming up with House of Black, but and just interfering in their matches.
Yeah,
But
but they had
you
a
see the
they
House
had a
of
good
Black,
match.
they got their own match now.
Mm-hmm.
I forgot the name. It was like Open House or something.
Yeah, something like that.
Something like that. But they got their own match. But shout out to them. The trios are still going strong.
Yep.
So I like that. I was nervous for a second, but I don't know why it was no need to be because AEW has no factions to where the trios titles will always be on the line.
Yeah, I feel like this is probably the best championship in wrestling right now.
Mm-hmm. Then there's a 6-man one in ROH.
Mm-hmm.
They call it something different.
Yep.
Yeah. I don't really know what's going on with Jade right now.
She's still doing her thing. She's still training hard. I know she went out overseas to do some training. So hopefully they're getting ready to, after their actual year cycle, they get ready to boost her up to out of the mid card.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And then that's really Adam Cole and Jericho. I'm interested to see how this is going to keep playing out with the JAS versus Adam Cole and Roderick Strong now that he's AEW and he's aligned back up with Adam Cole.
Mm-hmm.
Need to look and see the timetable of Kyle O'Reilly's return.
Yeah.
If he is coming back.
And to see how long Bobby Fish contract with Impact is.
Well, I mean, he left when Cole and O'Reilly were there, so you think Roderick Strong would be what could bring him back?
Who, Bobby Fish?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean he's signed to Impact right now, so
two of his boys was there when he decided to leave. So
yeah,
you think Roderick Strong would be enough to let's get the band back together?
Possibly. Nah, I think Kyle O'Reilly would be.
Okay.
Yeah, when Kyle O'Reilly comes back, I think he's gonna bring his tag team partner back with him.
That'd be dope.
Yeah.
That'd be dope. But, all right, man.
Hey, thank y'all for tuning in.
I'm about to say, appreciate y'all for coming out. Thank you again. Go ahead and subscribe to the YouTube channel. Like, comment, also hit that bell notification so anytime we go live, you will get notified. So you go ahead and join us for these great discussions. Follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. And
you can also listen to some of our ODs on Anchor, Spotify, Apple, iTunes. We on there.
Go back and check out some of the old YouTube videos.
Yes, sir.
Go back and check us and see if some of our predictions that'll come in true. Some of these things that we say a lot of things on these, and we try to give you an episode like at least once a week. If you can't do that, at least once every two. So we say a lot of things, and I forget some of the stuff that we say.
Yeah.
So go ahead and hold us accountable for some of the stuff. See who's right, see who's wrong. But I'm your boy Trey, aka OTR Trey.
And I'm your boy JD, aka OTR Mic Drop.
All right. Peace, y'all.